Hi guys, I'm going to talk you through my ankle fusion journey here from June 2020 to July 2022.
Well guys, here I am, I'm in hospital. Just waiting, it's currently 10:47. My admission time's at 11, so I'm a bit early. Feels like a hospital, like an aeroplane waiting lounge. But I will check in when I know a bit more. Alright. Well guys, I've had the surgery and I'm now in my ward waiting. I just have a boot on at the moment, and tomorrow they're going to put me in the cast. Pain's bearable, and yeah, so we'll just see how I go. Tomorrow, once I had a nerve blocker put into my leg. So I think once that nerve blocker finishes, it'll be interesting to see what the pain threshold is like there. The hospital staff are awesome. I can't get out of bed. As you can see, I've got oxygen in just at the moment, and yeah. So my throat's a little bit sore. But anyway, guys, I'll check in as they do stuff. Cheers.
So every day for 3 months I had to inject that blood thinner. And as you can see, this is just the wrapping that they had me in when I came out of hospital before I went in to get the stitches out and also get put into a cast. So I had 2 surgeries. This one here is the the talar navicular, and that one there's the subtalar. And you can see the 2 screws for the subtalar and the other one for the talar navicular. This is them putting on the cast. I chose purple because that was the only colour they had. And as you can see there, this is them actually taking it off. I don't know why this one's in there. Oh, that's right, because they had to have x-ray. And as you can see, there's a big gap at the top there, and so it didn't work. So I went back to hospital for a second surgery. That is from the Claxline injections. And there you can see he put an extra screw in. And yeah, so this is just me waiting, as you can see, as the scar comes along and just the different stages of healing. You can see there it's almost gone. He did a great job. This here, I went back for a third one. They thought that I might have had a infection. That's what that highlighted one was. But it wasn't, so they went back in again. And this time, this is all the paraphernalia. They had me in wheelchairs, crutches, walkers. This time they actually put in staples in the foot. And as you can see, they put an extra scar there. Put me back in. This is after having 2 weeks in rehab. When they took off the boot, they discovered that the staples broke. So you'll see that in the x-ray coming. You can see that the staple is broken. And also that the fusion did not work again for the third time. So my doctor sent me to another surgeon who took out all the hardware and came up with a new plan. And that new plan, as you will see as we come along here, yep, that's it there. They took a little bit from my knee, inserted it into my ankle with the blood supply. And that's my leg before you see this next operation. There you go. That's on my leg now. So a big scar. They took a bit out of that knee and put it into my ankle. That has its own, the bit from the knee has its own blood supply. And you can see the fuzzy bit there. That is the new bone growing. And this is the healing process of that wound. You saw the big open wound. Just another update of the x-ray. They left the broken bits of the screws in there. Of the staples in there, and the wound is just healing, and that's almost completely healed. This is without any stitches. There's my Harry Potter scar, and yeah. Well, guys, there you have it. That was my journey from having that fall in 2016. And, so in total, I've had 7 surgeries on that ankle from the very first one in June of 2020. Um, and I can tell you that it's been really hard, to be honest. Like, to have the surgery that you felt was going to really relieve the pain and the discomfort that you had, and actually it made it worse. Each failure made the actual problem worse for me, and again, so uncomfortable that I couldn't walk properly. My foot would swell like crazy, and the pain was intense. And it got to the point where I was just thinking, just chop the damn thing off. So, and I've got nothing bad to say about the first surgeon. He gave it everything he could. It was my foot. And also, I wasn't helping as well. I was doing things probably prematurely than what I should have been doing. I was driving a manual car, and it's on my left ankle, right where you put the clutch down. So there was lots of different things that was occurring that was causing it not to work. Plus also that my bone just wasn't taking without any help. So they referred me to this other doctor who was just going to do much more of the same thing. And I had 3 options really. I had live with it. I had try it again and see what happens, or amputate it. And excuse me, I do have a cold. It's not COVID, don't worry. And that last one I certainly wasn't interested in having an amputation. And anyway, so I went into hospital. The doctor took out all the screws, what he could of the staples. There was some of it he couldn't take out. They're still in there. And then he was in discussion with some of his colleagues around the place, and I spoke to this one doctor who suggested trying something that they use in hand surgery and a few other things, but not really been done on feet or ankles. And that was taking the bit out of, it's called the marticutial flap or something like that in your knee. And that particular flap has its own blood supply. So what they do is they take out that bit of bone, probably about that big, with its own vein, its own blood supply. So my surgical team for this last operation was a plastic surgeon, an orthopedic surgeon, general hand surgeon, and because that's what they do a lot of stuff that with the hand, and also my ankle doctor. So it was an 11.5-hour operation. It was about 11.5 hours. And, they took that out. That's why there's such a big scar on my leg. And they inserted it into my ankle. And that's why it was so open and wide. And the plastic surgeon, they took a skin graft off my hip and tried to put it over that wound that you saw, that open wound. But it failed. It didn't actually work. So it was, it was interesting and not really that painful, to be honest. This time, I had no weight bearing for 12 weeks. Absolutely no weight bearing. I was stuck at home. I sold my manual car. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. And I had a home nurse come. I changed my dressing every other day. And you could see it, and I haven't put every single photo up there, but you could see how over time the wound was just healing, and it was actually amazing to see what the human body can do. But the good news is that it worked. It took. The fusion is basically 95-96% done. It is now just the rest of being solid and solidifying. Like the subtalar one and in my heel, that is fully fused. He can take out the screws and everything like that. There's not a problem. One of the things that the doctor did see on my last visit with him was that the 3 screws that you see there, all together, like sort of clustered together, they're starting to undo and come out by themselves. So I might just have to go and have another operation, number 8, just to take those screws out. It's nothing major, nothing big, no time off work, nothing like that. It's just a day surgery. But I'm glad I had it done. My pain levels are near nil. It's still a bit tender to walk on. I'm seeing physio now once a week. I'm back at work, but I'm really, really happy. So it has been a journey, and I wouldn't want to do it again. I am supposed to have surgery on my right one in the future, but I've learned a lot from this one. So I might even just go straight for this surgery, the one that I just had this time, rather than muck around with everything. But it's good. I look forward to being able to just have full functionality back. The actual physio says that I've got great range of motion in it, and and that wound is completely healed now. But anyway, thanks for, as I said before, watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. It's a little bit of a different video to what I'm normally posting, but I thought it might be something interesting for you guys to see. Anyway, take care. Remember, as I said, stay safe, be prepared. Sydney Prepper Guy, out.